Mayor, your reaction to what happened in Charleston?
Well, I mean, certainly I was stunned and deeply saddened. Any violence anywhere, when I talk about what happens here in Philadelphia or if it's in Charleston, it just rips out the heart and soul of the community. But I mean, it is unfathomable that someone, at least as reported, would sit in a church service, possibly for an hour, and then suddenly open fire, killing, I believe it's still 9 people, and possibly injuring others. I don't understand that. That's madness. I reached out to my friend, left him a message and a text, Mayor Joe Riley. I know he is heartbroken with something like this happening. He is the true dean of the mayors across the United States of America. I think he's in his 36th year or something like that, and is set to go out of office by his own decision. He loves the people in his city. He is very, very close and active with the African American community in his city. We've had numerous conversations. He's in the midst of trying to build a museum in Charleston, recognizing Charleston as one of the first landing places for slaves that have been brought from the continent of Africa. So I know that his heart is broken about what has happened. Charleston is a great city, resilient people. I believe in the worst of moments, this will be a unifying time for people of all races, all faiths, people of goodwill to come together. But it is a constant reminder. And we heard President Obama earlier today talking about violence and weapons. And I don't know any details beyond what all the national media is reporting. I don't know anything about the person. I don't know anything about the gun. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's been reported his father bought it for him as a present, and we understand the certain parts of the country. There is a culture related to appropriate use of weapons. This is clearly the most negative, and I think as the mayor used last night, dastardly act that anyone could commit. And so, from a city founded on the principles of religious tolerance here in Philadelphia, our hearts are hurt, our prayers are expressed for the people in Charleston, those who lost their lives, those who are in danger, and just as a city that is in deep pain here today. And there'll be, I'm sure, many days for the whys and wherefores and hows and all of that. I'm not getting into that. Today is just a day of prayer and reflection, and just really thinking about the folks down there and the mayor, who I know this is really weighing heavily on him. I know Joe Riley very, very well. He's been a friend and a supporter from the moment I became mayor, and I've relied on him in many occasions.
But as a mayor, is there any way that you can ever really stop this? This is like a worst fear that you can't stop people from going into houses of worship. How do you stop something like this? How is the city? Is it possible? Can you just pray every day it doesn't happen?
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know anything about this individual. I don't know why he was there, or what the circumstance was, whether he was even from there or not. That's I mean, it's the circumstances of life. I mean, there are things that we can do our best to try to prevent a lot of things, but people die in car accidents. People shoot up a church. People shoot up and down the street. A 3-year-old girl, shot sitting on her steps, getting her hair braided last year. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, sometimes those who are troubled, or people have things on their mind, and you never know when someone is going to do something that is completely unexpected. I mean, 14 years ago, people flew airplanes into buildings. I mean, how do you stop that, or prepare for that, or protect from that? So, again, we'll have all the analysis that will go forward, but life is precious, but it's also precarious, and you just never know. The legislator, the report seems to be drove 2 hours from her legislative position to come to church to pray, and now it's dead. And what do you do with that? It's just crazy.
Do you feel like a change to gun laws might affect something in the future?
Again, impossible to speculate. I don't know it. I mean, the father bought the gun for the son. I mean, I don't know anything about that. What I know is that unfortunately sometimes, people do things just that they shouldn't do. And there are many, many people in the United States of America who have guns, who use them properly, who use them for sport or for target practice or possibly to defend themselves. This is a person who sat in a church, apparently, for some period of time and suddenly opened fire, killing the pastor and 8 other people. How do you explain that? I mean, I don't know what that's about. So I don't know what's going on in his head, but appears to be in custody. And every question that we ask and every answer that we get is not going to do one thing to bring those 9 innocent people back, praying in the church. So, thank you.